I love StreamYard.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Boom.
Hey mama, it's been a while, but I think I finally see this life ain't about the thrills or the ways of society. I'm growing tired of all the things everybody says I should be. I just wanna be left alone to do whatever I please. I still can't really say what it is I'm looking for, but I've gladly left behind the way I was before. There are days I wish I wasn't failing misery, but I think I'm coming around to a life that I believe. Hey mama, remember when I wouldn't even say hello?
What's going on, everybody? Frank here for the Bakersfield Gentlemen with some great news to give to you guys. Our good buddy Hack over at Vintage Havana Lounge in Ridgecrest, California has come up with an amazing promotion idea to help us out and to help out Cigars for Warriors. So basically, if you guys have not yet become a supporter of the Bakersfield Gentlemen, by starting May 1st through the rest of the month of May, he is going to match every donation made to Cigars for Warriors. So you sign up to become a supporter for $4.99 a month, he is going to give $4.99 to Cigars for Warriors. So you guys, if you want to help us out and help out Cigars for Warriors, make sure you guys hit that Become a Member link at the top of the page, or when you're commenting on our videos, hit that little teal shield with the heart. Thanks a lot, Hack, for helping us out with this. Hopefully this will help us out and help out Cigars for Warriors. Y'all have a great one.
There we go. Great American morning, everybody out there. Kevin, how you doing, brother?
Oh, doing good. Good morning, guys. How you guys doing? It's early for you.
It is.
Feels good, though. Feels good. I got a good cigar in hand, got some coffee. Just in case things get better today, I got my bottle opener, too, /stand, /awesome coin. Just want to point that. If I get that, can I get that to show a little better? Come on, Claire. Don't be mean to me.
It's that
Looks good.
I love this.
All right. So, for those of you that didn't know, this is Kevin with Cigar Prop. Makes some amazing cigar accessories. And he is starting off our week of basically rockstar guests that we're having on the shows.
Yeah.
And so happy to have you.
It's good to join you guys. If anybody doesn't know, I am Kevin from Cigar Prop, and I am coming to you live from the Drew Estate Experience Asset Studios. While those guys are in sunny Bakersfield, California, I'm in sunny Northport, Florida. We're right here on the Gulf Coast, about an hour south of Tampa. That gives you a roundabout idea of where I'm at. And unfortunately, we're both getting rain today, so it's not too sunny. But which is good because I spent all weekend digging my new French drain around my house. So this is the perfect opportunity to test whether it works and funnel water away from my house.
I like
it. Fantastic. So Samuel, Mitch, Tom, Cam, Anthony, Charles, how you guys doing this morning? So explain to us what the Drew Estate Experience set is. I mean, what is that?
This is just a this is actually my office, and it may be very deceiving by looking at it, but we are in a 100 square foot room. So we're in a room the size of a large walk-in closet, and then over in front of me is my office, all my products, computers, cameras, everything else, and then this little niche. This is where we come live. We do 2 shows a week. We do the I Tap That Cigar Show on Sunday nights. We do the Impromptu Night Live show on Monday nights. And then Jessica and I do our cigar reviews from here. So Drew Estate is a proud sponsor of our shows. So hence all of the paraphernalia in the background.
It looks incredible too. You would never guess the space that you said right now. I would never guess. I would expect a lot larger of a room. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable what you've done with that spot. It's awesome.
It took a long time, a lot of consulting. You know, I've had luckily I got friends that are in the film and the production business. I've got I've done some stuff with Tires Plus, my employer. We filmed a commercial for them, and then just getting a lot of input from people that I've met on how to make a small space look big. And I mean you guys. I mean, everything's a nightmare. Lighting, cameras, It's getting, it's getting everything just right to where a light shines on your face here. It's here. It's having key light, and just I've learned more terms in the last 6 months than I ever want to know.
Yeah, it's unbelievable to think there's just a guy looking at lights to think that's gonna give a bad shadow, and that's his whole job. That is an entire job, is just to worry about a shadow from one light to the other light. And yeah, it's a nightmare sometimes. But man, you guys have nailed it with the studio. It looks great.
Oh, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate that.
Anthony over on YouTube says French drain. I thought it was a moat.
Yeah, it started off as a moat, and now it is filled with rock and a pipe and some drains, and which we never really had a problem with water at the house. We had a little bit of standing water, but we want to put a deck in on the back of the house, so we definitely needed to get the water away from the deck so it doesn't rot out the underlying supports.
Smart.
Fantastic. So I got to ask you, what are you smoking this morning?
I am smoking La Creme. It's actually my second cigar this morning. I started off with a cigar that I've smoked a ton of lately, is the La Coalición. So I've just been on a crown head kick lately because I've just been wanting some bolder, spicier cigars, and man, Crown Head always delivers on that.
I was like, wait a minute, second cigar, man. What time did you get up? And then I remember, oh yeah.
It is 11 o'clock over here, so yeah, so it's my second cigar, and then a Crown Head's definitely today because at 4 o'clock Eastern time we'll actually have John Huber. We're doing an early show today, so we'll be interviewing John Huber.
Awesome.
So guys, in our neck of the woods, 4 o'clock your time, you said?
Yeah, 4 o'clock our time. Yeah.
So make sure 1 o'clock our time, guys. Check it out. And then if you're in between there, you got to figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not good with numbers. I got my shoes on.
I always get Central Pound confused, so I just don't mention those.
If you know the coach, then you're pretty much solid, all right? You got it. So 4 o'clock. Guys. Make sure to check it out. Oh man, I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be commenting.
Yeah.
Because we're joining us also will be as usual my co-host Diggins. But then we got Vic, the High Desert Man, is going to be coming on with us, and then Ron McCoy from Ron Real TV. Are you guys? So cool. Yeah. Have you guys seen Ron McCoy as well?
Ron, yeah. Yes.
So another great. I mean, he is just blowing up the YouTube right now. It is crazy.
For us on this end, we're smoking the Gaia from M Bombay.
Okay.
We decided this week to go with all companies that are based out in California. So this is the first one of our 5 days of California cigars.
Right on. Yeah. M Bombay. Like, it's been a while since I've had one, and I can't even remember anything about it. It's been that long.
Mel likes to promote his cigars as balanced. He says it's not too spicy, it's not too sweet, it's not too harsh, it's not too mild. He likes to be right there in that center. I know some people kind of use that little tool where it's like a circle and there's like a different point, like strength, sweetness, this and that. Different ways. His would be like a perfect star because that's how he likes it, just perfectly balanced.
I was confused.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like the little flavor, little flavor wheel. Yeah,
exactly.
You two on the same page. I'm trying to wake up still. My goodness. Yeah. I thought I would have got it sooner or later.
So you make some amazing products, and I showed you one of them that we have right before the show, and you told us a little bit about it. So guys, this is it right here. Let's see if I get it. There we go. This thing is awesome. You would tell me how you came up with the idea for this. You want to tell everybody else?
Yeah, it really wasn't my idea. My good buddy Craig Vanderslice, Cigar Craig, I had noticed on Instagram, he had posted a couple photos of some cigars and then a piece of metal with a bunch of holes in it. And I asked him, I go, hey, what is that? And he goes, well, it's a cigar ring gauge tool. And I asked him some questions. He's like, yeah, it used to be a real big thing back in the 90s. Everybody made one. They were selling them. They were all out of metal. And he goes, it's just one thing that dropped off the face of the earth and nobody's made one. And I'm like, I'll make one. So I reached out, and our original ones were wood. And so we went to the acrylic. And actually, we've got some anodized black aluminum ones on the way now. That's going to be another. And those are supposed. I haven't even seen a prototype yet. I just ordered them. So so I started making them, and then just included, all the most popular ring gauges, and then in the center there's some words that will show you, different, like the Petite Corona 5x42. So if you don't know what your cigar is called, you can measure it, you can ring gauge it, and then you can find out, what it is. And then we just threw in for shits and giggles and the 80 and 90 ring gauge, the holes at the end, because a lot of people don't know what a 90 ring gauge looks like. And then when they get it and they go, "Are you kidding me? That's a 90 ring gauge?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So it's actually been a really popular tool, and it's just one of those things. It's like, how did nobody continue to make this? How did it become me a decade later after these stopped being produced? And surprisingly, nobody's come out with another one. It's like, it's not like I hold the idea. I just copied everybody else. I didn't copy anybody else's design, but it's something that's out there. It's free, fair use. So, but still nobody's come out for one. And the greatest honor I ever got was when last year at the Kentucky Barn Smoker, I went and hung out with John Huber in his office for a couple hours, and I sent him one, and it was on his desk. And I go, "Oh, hey, you kept that on your desk?" And he goes, "Seriously, I use it all the time." And he goes, we got some cigars in from the factory, and he goes, "They didn't feel right. We knew they weren't the right size." And he was shuffling around. He had some paper, and he used it, and it was off. And he told he called and told the factory. He goes, "You're making them the wrong size."
Oh,
so,
I bet the factory left you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it was it was super cool that he actually keeps it on his desk, and it's something that he uses.
That's awesome. And I love, like we were saying, the names in the center really helped me out, because there's just those subtle differences sometimes. From this size to this size, and all of a sudden I'm off by 2 different sizes because there's those little negligible differences that some guys are real sticklers for. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I can't remember them all, but I don't need to anymore. I got my cheat sheet."
Exactly. And then you guys know that, lately it doesn't seem like anybody is using the traditional sizes anymore. Like Steve Saka, he doesn't use the word Toro Robusto. He'll use like large Toro. And I go, "I don't know what that means. Is that a Churchill? Is that a, and then just all these different names. And it's like, I don't know why we got away from, I guess it's a way to come up with a unique name and title, which is, El Gigante, but which is fine. But I think for a lot of us, we're just used to those traditional, Bellicoso, we're used to Toro, we're used to Robusto. I know, if I want a quicker smoke, I to go for a Robusto, but then everybody else has this size, this name. And it's like, well, I don't know. Like, what's your Robusto?
I will give it to Cuba. That is one thing that they have going for them. They have to be certain size. They have to be certain name, which makes it so much easier.
It does make it easier.
I don't know if I could pick between government running cigars and people picking different names. I'll learn different names.
Yeah. I'll agree with you that I'll go with the different names.
So the next tool I want to talk about is actually my favorite one. And we actually have a couple of these, and one of them we keep here with us, and one of them we keep at the private lounge that we belong to.
Yes.
The guys had never seen it before, and it basically blew their minds. We have communal lighters all over the club. It's almost a 1,000-foot private club for cigar smokers. We do the show from there quite a bit, and every once in a while somebody will take a turn and but refill all of the lighters. And I brought this guy out right there.
Yep.
And what is that? Oh, it's a bleed tool. And it blew their minds. They did not understand. They were like, "What?" And I can't tell you. This thing is amazing. You push it in. I actually did like a little step-by-step on Instagram on how to use it. 3 steps, really simple. And this thing is it's awesome. Well, what gave you the idea for this?
It was just bleeding lighters has always been a pain in the butt. And then I damaged a really nice lighter by not paying attention. You're doing other stuff. You grab whatever it is that you have, and it happened to be like a little screwdriver. Then I'm just bleeding. I'm smoking a cigar, doing whatever, and then I bent and damaged the fill port. And luckily the lighter had a warranty on it, so I sent it back. and to get a new one. And it's like, there's got to be a better way. And then just looking at the bleeding or filling port on the can, and I'm like, hey, that would make with a few different modifications, that would be a good, bleeder as well. So we made some changes and to that, and then put some vent holes in it, and we decided to do a Kickstarter. And it was funny, the machine shop that was making them, they're owned by a couple of cigar smokers, and they go, this will never sell. Everybody's just going to use, a pick or an all. And so I'm like, well, let's get going like on 100 of them. And so we started the Kickstarter, and then we had a 30-day window to raise the funds for Next Mountain. We did it in 3 days. And so I called them, and it's like, upped it to like 500, and then upped it to 1,000 pieces, and we banged it out. And then listening to everybody's comments during the Kickstarter campaign, they were like, hey, we'd like to see this, we'd like to see this. So we were halfway through the Kickstarter campaign when I approached them with the second generation already. So before the first campaign was over, we already had the design for the second one. And obviously, I couldn't produce it right away because people would probably get a little mad. It's like, it's like coming out with an iPhone and then 2 weeks later coming out with a new iPhone, that does something better. So we waited a couple months, and then we launched another Kickstarter, and once again fully funded in 3 days, and that's where it went off. And I've sold, God, I don't know how many now. I think we're getting close to 5,000 units in about a year and a half. So
it's such a good tool to have. I mean, I can't tell you how annoying it was before to bleed lighters. It was annoying, but now I can sit inside that lounge where he was talking about. There's like 30 lighters in there. I'll sit there by myself while I'm watching a movie or something. It's almost like a Zen moment right there. Just
makes it fun.
Bleed another one. And it's so much simpler. I don't think I've ruined a lighter since.
Yeah. So, I was always worried about the same thing. You get one of those little screwdrivers. You don't pay attention for a second. Next thing you know, you've broken the little port. And I never wanted to be the one to do that. So this tool's been awesome.
I was the one to do that. I know. That's the best.
It's such a no-brainer. A couple other cigar companies, cigar accessory companies, had bought them, and then one of them reached out to me and called me up and said, kudos on this. And he goes, I come across this online, and I bought one, and then I took it to my R&D department, and I yelled at them. And it's like, how did a guy with such a small company come up with this? He goes, we are one of the largest cigar accessory companies on the planet, and none of you thought about making one of these. And that was, the greatest honor of hearing that.
Oh man, you're just making friends all over the place. There, R&D, the factories down in South America, they're making friends everywhere.
Yep, so that was cool. So it's always, it's always nice to stay ahead of the game. To beat out the big guys.
Heck yeah.
And Anthony's letting us know he has two of them. Isaac's saying Crown Heads is rad, and Peter says 3 of his favorite people on screen.
Peter,
right on. Thank you.
And Samuel asked us earlier. I don't know if I could. It's not right there on the comments right this second. But he asked, "What's your favorite accessory so far?"
My favorite accessory, the one that I make, or just accessory in general.
I guess it could be either or if you want to go with more in general.
I don't know. I got a couple of my favorites. Our cigar stand, the little folding one, that fits in your wallet. That was a great one. My good buddy Care Viajante from Viajante Stogie Roads, he had sent me a picture when he was in I think it was Vegas, but he was in a casino, and he was smoking, and he had to go to the bathroom, and there was nowhere in the stall for a cigar, and he remembered that he had it in his wallet. So he took it out, put it together, put it on the toilet paper dispenser, and then sent me a picture saying that you just saved my cigar. So I'm like, that's super, super awesome. So I love that one. I love our bleed or our nub tools. Like I said, I always wanted to create a nub tool that you could put in your pocket and take with you. So I created one that that unfolds, so you can hold your cigar, but then you can because there's not another one on the market that hides the pick. Well, there's one other one, a pretty cool guy that makes them, but so that, I mean, we got so many cool products. One of my favorites is the Cigar Medics humidimeter. I love this thing. I use it all the time. It's just two little prongs, test your cigar. It's definitely helped me as a cigar reviewer. Like you guys will review a cigar, and there's sometimes, I don't know if you've come across it, that there's just something off about the cigar and you don't know what it is. And then sometimes you're wondering, is it too moist? Is it too dry? And then you don't know. So when they came out with this, the guys over at Cigar Medics, I jumped on it and we use it all the time. It helps me make sure the cigar that Jessica and I are reviewing is at its pristine condition. And it helps me rotate my humidor. My humidor, I was always just doing what everybody else is doing, top to bottom, just switching everything. And then to come to find out, I was doing it wrong. From the way mine was set up, I was having to go top to middle further down, and then just finding this sweet spot of how to rotate my humidor, and before you didn't know, there were no tools to figure that out. So that's probably one of my favorite tools. Like, I mean, you guys are cigars, but how many gadgets do you have? God, we all have ashtrays and lighters and cutters and everything unimaginable. We love spending money on just gadgets.
It's true. It's unbelievably true. And I think, I forget which rep we were talking. I think it might have been Jimmy talking about like the old guys in the industry. No one wants all this stuff clutter in their spot. And then you have the American market. We like our stuff. We like to have, odds and ends, things that make life a little earlier, or things that just do something differently. That are more personalized to ourselves, like I was showing off. Yeah, I tapped that coin earlier, but it's not just that. It also has a stand attachment. It's got my bottle opener here. I mean, there's purpose to it, and it looks awesome at the same time. It really fits everything consumers want, and I love this guy. Cannot tell you how much I love this guy. There's a market for everything out there.
There really is, and the one thing that I try to align myself with, almost, I think, all but maybe one of my manufacturers that make products for me is everybody's else cigar smoker. So like I said, coming to one of my engineers or the machine shop, they're all cigar smokers. So I'll come to them with an idea, and they're able to help me out with it and refine it. And then being cigar smokers, they're like, oh, what if we do this? I'm like, oh, that's genius. So and then a lot of times they'll approach me with an idea. Like, hey, we need to, or you need to do one of these. And I'm like, all right, build me a prototype. And they're like, we already did, and, so that's what makes it handy. And that's where this stand comes from, because our original one was just the two piece, it come apart, fit in your wallet.
I love that one too.
And so actually the guys from Cigar Medics approached me. He's like, hey, how would you like a folding one? And I'm like, I don't think it'll work because there's another one on the market that has a hinge. The hinge always breaks. And they're like, well, we made one, would you like to take a look at it? And I'm like, well, yes, I would now. And then so they sent it to me, and I'm like, I love it. So that's who makes our new ones now is the Cigar Medics. They have them themselves. They brand them with their logo, but then they make mine as well, and they send me the pieces. I assemble them, and so that's what's nice. Just the cigar community where everybody's always trying to help each other out, and it's such a great community.
Mark is asking if we've ever used a cigar hydrometer. We have used the Cigar Medic before.
Yep.
Our buddy Mitch bought one, and as I told Kevin before the show, we actually have one on order, and it should be here this week.
Yep.
That's what they said, so I'm hoping it'll get here. And Billy says a question about the ring gauge tool. Does it have a regular measure for length? Yes.
Oh yeah.
I can pick it up. There we go. Right at the bottom.
See that?
You can see it right there,
There
guys.
we go. Yeah.
There's a nice ruler.
Unbelievably helpful. I mean, if I have some unbanded, which I've got so many now, and being horrible at organizing, they're all together. I'm not sure which is which. I'm like, at least I know exactly how long the ring gauge of this is now. Maybe I don't know the name, but I know it's a good cigar and I know exactly the size. So that gives me a little bit more information on what I'm doing. I got to start organizing better, but at least I got that now.
Yeah.
And then I actually wanted to ask you about the Bugatti lighter. Have you got a chance to fiddle around with that guy a little bit?
I don't have the Bugatti lighter. Do you guys have one with the little inserts in them?
I didn't grab one just because I've got so many friggin' lighters and I can't justifiably get another one right now. So I'm like slapping my own hand away. But I think they're pretty cool. And the fact that I don't have to refill it very often, because that little canister lasts quite a while.
That's what they say. It's pretty compressed, so they say it does last a while. But yeah, like you, I mean, I'm looking right now at, I would say probably close to $1,000 in lighters. You know, just everywhere. You know, it's probably more than that. Well, $1,000 minus, you know, the $400 Tatuaje LE Blue flat flame. You know, so I mean, which is, and I'm afraid to use it. I don't ever use it because I swear I'm going to drop it, and then this is a gorgeous, expensive lighter, and I don't want to mess with it. I don't want to ever, you know, drop it, nick it, so I don't use it. And it's a $400 lighter. It was a gift from Jessica that just sits around. So I can't buy another lighter. It's just nah. It's like having like another cutter.
Yeah, we have them at Cigars and More, and I like them. I think they look great. I think they function well. We got to talk to the guys over at Bugatti at TPE about them, and yeah, I just can't pull the trigger. Like you said, I've also got tons of lighters. You know, every time a rep comes in, you know, they're giving us new lighters, and it's like, oh, okay, if you're going to give it to me, sure, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
and so yeah, I can't justify buying it.
Well, William in the comments, can't smoke accessories. Yeah, exactly.
You can't, but yeah, I just got, you know, I mean, John Huber just sent me the new little crown heads, you know, so I've got another one, you know, so it's just, I mean, they're ever, like I said, it's cutters. Line of the walls are, you can't see over here. I don't even know how many I got. 30, 40 cutters.
Single flames. The little guy. Was that a single flame guy?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little single flame.
Aren't those like the most reliable ones too?
They are. This is the same one. I forget who makes this, but everybody has one of these.
Yeah,
you know, you can find them in a lot of ABC liquor stores. These are the best lighters known to man because they're like $5 lighters and they never fail, ever. You know, it's crazy. I've got a stack on my desk over there of these little single flame looms from CIgar, and I love these little single flames, but you drop it one time and it doesn't work anymore. So I mean, I probably send CIgar back 20 lighters a year, you know, to be refunded, and they're just a pain in the butt.
So Richard is asking, are there any new props in the work?
Yeah.
There's no cigar props. We've been really making a lot of different nub tools and doing some different designs on those. One I got right here, I haven't turned it down yet, and it's hard to see, but that is actually shredded money from the Federal Reserve. So you can actually buy bags of shredded money. So this is a bag of $20 bills. So I put it in epoxy, and I'll be turning this one down to see how that comes out. We do have a new product that I've got two different companies working on a prototype for us of a cigar. It's hard to describe without giving away exactly what it is, but it'll be, you know, like a cigar cabinet. You know, that's all I can say. It's not going to be a humidor. It's not going to be anything for storing cigars, but there's definitely nothing like it that's ever been produced on the market. I don't know whether it'll take off or not, you know, so we'll probably end up doing another Kickstarter for that just to see how well that takes off. But so I'm super stoked on that one. So hopefully I'll have some prototypes here, and I'll definitely get with you guys and just get your thoughts of it and beforehand. And, you know, and then, you know, we do have the our newest YouTube channel, the Cold Brew Mechanic. We'll review cold brews. So Jessica and I we got a bag of coffee. We've been doing some testing for some different coffees, and we're down to our final batch. So once we pick out what our coffee is going to be, we're going to have a cold brew coffee. So,
Am I getting the name right? I want to make sure I spelled that right. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I get it right.
Yep. The Cold Brew Mechanic. So
Go check it out, guys. Go subscribe.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we just gotta. Oh wow, we're at 30 minutes, but I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions real quick.
I mean, we got plenty of time, so no worries.
One, what's your thoughts of PCA and it's being canceled?
I think for the most part, everybody, and you guys had to have known for the last month it was going to be canceled. You know, they weren't taking any questions from manufacturers, anything from like booth size for the last 2 months. So I think for the most part, everybody knew it was going to be canceled.
We got hold of our media passes. We kept emailing them.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, well, that's fun.
Yeah, exactly. If anybody hasn't read the Half Wheel did a great article on. It was a very long article they wrote on that, the PCA canceling, and I think it was a good article. But I don't know. You know, the PCA is at a crossroads. You know, they're trying to find their way. You know, so many manufacturers are offering non-trade show deals over the last like 2 or 3 years. For the average cigar shop owner, there's no reason to go to the PCA anymore. You know, the deals aren't there unless you just want a vacation. But I mean, you guys are driving distance from Vegas, but Jessica and I looked at going last year, you know, for the weekend, hotels, we were looking at a $5,000 expense, you know, to go to the PCA. And that's a hard nut to crack, you know, for the average small business, you know, small brick and mortar, you know, being away. Because, you know, some of these brick and mortars that, I mean, the husband and wife run it. They're the only employees. So do they bring someone else in for a few days? Do they close for a few days? So, you know, I know a lot of brick and mortars that decided to stop going because it was just too big of an expense, and you're just not getting the bang for your buck anymore. A lot of people, you know, was against the Cigar Con thing, but I was for it. I think that'd have been a great thing. What was your guys' opinion on the Cigar Con?
I would have been fine with it more if they wouldn't have started making the manufacturers do certain things for it.
Yeah,
they wanted a bunch of free cigars, but they weren't willing to help chip in for that cost. Then you're also taxed on that when they come in. And for some of the smaller guys, it just wouldn't have been feasible for them to even go to PC at all at that point.
Yeah.
And Cigar Con, I mean, I would have had a lot of fun. I know that for sure. But I got to make sure it's more beneficial for the manufacturers and retailers before it is for me as a consumer. Just because this is their event. This is their time to shine and make a lot of money, hopefully. That's what I want them to do, is make money and make good deals.
Yeah.
But I really want to have fun, too. I'm not going to lie. So I was being a little selfish that I would like to see it, but I want to see it done in a responsible way.
Yeah, Ian Reith over at Dapper Cigars, you know, we talked to him at IPCPR last year when this whole thing started coming up. And he said they wanted somewhere upwards of like 3,000 cigars for the consumers. And this is something that he would have to absorb the taxes on. You know, he wasn't going to get compensated for these cigars. And he's like, well, if they're going to charge people tickets for the event, you know, maybe they could help some of the smaller guys out with the cost of that. And I guess they weren't going to do that. So he's like, yeah, now they're not even going to give us an option to just not show up that day. They said if we sign up, we have to be there with these cigars. And, you know, for some of the smaller guys, that could basically cripple them. And if they were able to do it in a way that maybe just the bigger guys, you know, that could have absorbed it but no longer are going, like General and Altadis, you know, if those guys would have been the ones handing out cigars, you know, and everybody got just a little peek of their booths to kind of see how IPCPR runs. I think that would have been cool. But you know,
I agree that's the way they should have done it. You know, it was you know, not mandate that everybody that shows up participate in the Cigar Con. You know, it should have been, you know, the manufacturers that already do these events like Rocky Mountain, you know, and then like Abe down at Great Smoke. You know, just the bigger guys that are able to absorb the you know, that cost, because, you know, cigar, we love events. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I love going to an event, paying $100 and getting 50, 60, 70 cigars for free. And then, you know, I mean, you guys are lucky enough like me that we do get to meet a lot of cigar makers and we do get that interaction with them. But, you know, and it's still, you know, I still get all geeked out and get all fanboyish when, I talk to Steve Saka on the phone once a week, and or he'll text me. But when you're in the same room as him and you're like, I'm here with Steve Saka, or I'm here with Pete Johnson, or, that's just a great connection that we get to make, because nowhere else do we get to hang out with people that make stuff that we use on a daily basis.
Yeah, I was just telling
100%.
Miguel, I think it was like 2 days ago. I'm looking through my phone, and I was adding Lars' number to my phone because I hadn't put it in yet. And I'm like, oh, Rocky Patel, Lars Teton,
Yeah.
Willie Herrera. Like, this is a pretty cool phone list right here.
I know. I said, I'll get a text every now and then from, it'll be like Rocky Patel, or it'll be from Nish or someone else. And I'm like, oh my God, it's, what the hell's he want? Like last week when Sokka sent me a text and it's like, call me now. And I'm like, God damn, what did I do to piss Steve off now? And then it was just, just bullshit. You want to know where I got a hat from? He's like, hey, who made that hat for you? And so I'm like, oh, all right, that's cool. So then we just end up, bullshitting about, nothing in general, But I wonder which phone number Lars gave you, because he carries like 6 phones.
Yeah, we got like 8 different Facebook accounts. I didn't know which one messaged me and was real. I was like, all right, just give me a phone number of some sort.
I know it was. Did you see his Vic the High Desert Man had him on his show last Friday, and what a shit show that was. Lars brought out his guitar, singing his song dipping and smashing, and it was just, oh my God, what a character that guy is.
He's a good kind of crazy. I like it.
He is.
Yeah. We Alec Bradley had him a little booth at IPCPR last year.
Yeah, I saw you guys were there. Yeah,
the booth within the booth, and it's just you, him, his handler, and one of the reps from Alec Bradley, and he sits down with us and he starts playing his guitar. And before we leave, his big thing was like, "Did you guys get some of my spices?" Yeah, we got some of the spices. Are you sure you got enough spices, right? Yeah, spices, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Great on the guitar, great on the spices. Not gonna lie, I liked them.
Oh yeah, and I was asking, was his handler then? Was it Jack?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I was asking Jack not too long ago. Like, so how was it, working with Lars? He's like, whoo, Lars is a handful.
Oh man. All right, well, we're gonna let you go, you guys. I apologize, we're about 10 minutes over, but hey, like I said, we have a rock star list this week of guests. So want to thank Kevin with Cigar Prop for being on today. If you can really quick let everybody know where they can find all these awesome accessories.
Yeah.
Everywhere online, I'm Cigar Prop. You can find me at cigarprop.com, Instagram Cigar Prop, LinkedIn Cigar Prop, everywhere. YouTube. I'm lucky enough to have one of those handles where I'm Cigar Prop everywhere online. So no matter where you're at, type in a search word Cigar Prop, you're gonna find me.
Awesome.
Love it. Brother, thank you so much. Hope to have you on again soon. And then we will see you at 4:00 your time, yes?
Yes, 4:00 Eastern time, 3:00 Central, and then backwards from wherever you're at.
For me. All right, guys, make sure you watch that later on today, and then we will catch you guys tomorrow morning.
Yep.
All right.
Right on. Have a good one, guys.
You too.